guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to another video, welcome if you are new. This is the first sit down chit-chatty video in the new house. Do you love my bookcase? I love it. I'm already very close to needing a second one. And what I have for you today is a book haul. I also filmed me putting this bookcase together, which I'm going to include in this video. And I'm going to include it with the clips of when I then put these books on the bookcase as well. I do think it's not going to be a million miles away from moving the mirror, which you can see the edge of here, to the other side of the room and getting another bookcase. But for the meantime, it's giving cute, it's giving cozy. So we have a series of books in front of me, which are primarily series. And then we have a pile of books in here. Some of these have come from Amazon and they've been in my wish list and in my basket, waiting for me to move. And then some of them I picked up from either the works or the charity shops in the local area because they are so cheap. The charity shops where we live, it's like 3 books for £1. Like, oh my god. So yeah, I have many books. Let's see if they can fit on the bookshelf. That's a problem for a later date. It's a silly number of books. Like, I'm hoping this sorts me out for some time and then I can just like pick up bits and bobs while I'm out and about. We've got a lot of books. We've got a lot of things to talk through. So shall we get cracking? The very first book is Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig. I read One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig and absolutely loved it. So immediately bought the second one so that I could continue the story. This book, the ending? So the first book is about a girl who has basically like a monster in her head and he can like ensue his power into her when she like needs him. And there's like this magic system in this world where people can borrow magic effectively from these like magic cards, and so instead she borrows magic from the monster already inside of her. So like very cool. You watch her like wrestle with it for the whole book. There's a bit of a love subplot in there. It's not too heavy, but it's like it's very prevalent and it's just I love it. And then this is the second one. I think it's just a duology, so I'm pretty sure this is the end of the story, but I'm buzzing to find out what happens next. Like, so excited. The second 2 books that I have ordered are book 2 and book 3 in the Once Upon a Time trilogy. So book 1 is on my bookshelf. I read Caraval. Actually picked up the first book of Caraval in a charity shop, not realising that it was like a popular author and a popular series. Absolutely fell in love, bought the rest of the series, read it, loved it, devoured it, and then discovered that the second trilogy, which is based after the first trilogy, is the popular one. Read the first book, really wholesome. There's something about Stephanie Garber's writing which is just like cozy, like so cozy. And yeah, there's like a little kind of love plot going on between Jax, who is the Prince of Hearts, and he is a Fate. And then I think it's Evangeline. Is Evangeline the character in this book or this first trilogy? I just read the first book a little while ago. So yeah, this is book 2 and book 3, and I am very excited. Continuing purchasing the next books in the series, I actually bought the whole book set because buying the whole book set was ironically cheaper than just buying the next book. So I need to donate book number 1 because I've now got it twice. But I bought the book set of Scythe by Neil Schusterman, I think is his name. So this is book 1, 2, 3, and then one of them I think is like book 3.5 or something, because I think it's just like an additional story. This is about the human race doesn't die, they're immortal basically, or they live forever. And there's a section of the population called Scythes who have to basically keep the population under control. And it's kind of YA, so there's 2, I think there's 16, could be 17-year-olds who get enlisted into the Scythedom, and you basically watch them train. And yeah, I loved it. I am very excited to see where the story goes next. So I have Scythe on my shelf. Where it is right now, I don't know. There it's there. So it's on the shelf here. So I've now got 2 of book 1, which obviously I'll take 1 to the charity shop. Love this, so excited to read this. Right, we now get into 2 chunky series. One, I picked up the whole box set from a charity shop, which like, I don't know how that happened. And I could probably upset a load of people right now. I have only read book 1 and book 2 in this series and then just never read the rest of them. And I don't really know why. I mean, I do know why, because my brother lost the third one when we were kids. And then I had this like thing where I don't like reading book 4 without reading book 3, so I just stopped reading the whole thing. I obviously have seen the films, so therefore I do know the plot, but I haven't actually read beyond book 2. And it's Harry Potter. This whole book set was just in the charity shop in like pretty much pristine condition. There's a few rips on the books, but like otherwise. And yeah, I've never read beyond book 2. I think these are the kids covers rather than the adult covers, which is the adult covers are what we used to have when we were growing up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are the kids ones, right? Or potentially even new covers. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is the box set that I picked up for literally £2. I don't think these box sets will probably live on the top of the bookcase because there's not enough space on the bookcase. The other box set I bought this from The Works, which is a bookshop here in the UK. Super affordable. This whole box set was 50 quid, which given the number of books in here, I think is quite a good deal. Yeah, it's Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I really want to embark on this series. I finished ACOTAR like 2 months ago, and yeah, this has been sat in and out of my Amazon wishlist like so many times, and I kept putting it off because it's obviously quite a season to embark on when you're trying to move house. But now I'm here, I'm so freaking excited. I don't really know that much about it. I've seen bits online. I understand there's like an assassin, and in the first one she's in like a game, like a Hunger Games type thing, and then she goes off on an adventure and like extra characters get introduced. So I don't know a huge amount about the actual plot, but I'm so excited to read it and embark on what will probably be an exceptional journey. And then everything else is in this bag. So the first one is a book from The Works. This was £5. Honestly, The Works have such incredible deals on so many popular books. This is Magnolia Park's Into the Dark by Jessa Hastings. It's kind of book 5 in the series, but it's book 3 of Magnolia and book 5 of the whole series. If you've read it, you kind of understand. It effectively follows very rich, wealthy London socialites, sort of. It's kind of the UK equivalent of Gossip Girl. I love it so much, and I have these covers. There are like 2 cover variations out there, and I've got like these ones with the feet and the shoes. So I struggled to find this book in this cover, and when I went into The Works the other day, it was just there. Absolutely buzzing, can't wait to read this book. It's gonna go up there with the rest, oh no, it's off screen, up there with the rest of them, and I can't wait. I picked 2 Peter James books up. They're part of the same series, so I can't remember which one goes first. The Secret of Cold Hill and then The House on Cold Hill. I can't remember which book is first and which book is second, but I don't really know what it's about. I just know that Peter James is an exceptional author, writing a lot of like thriller, detective style novels. I think these are more thrillers. I've read some of Peter James's books and absolutely loved them. Another series I picked up from the charity shop is Michael Grant's The Messenger of Fear and The Tattoo of Heart, which are book 1 and book 2 in The Messenger of Fear. I think it's a duology. What have I read by this author? Why is this author ringing a bell? I don't know. I feel like I've read something by this author before. I don't know much about it. It just sounded quite interesting, and honestly I needed to pick up more books because so many charity shops do like 3 for £1 or 4 for £1. I just needed more books, so I picked these 2 up. I think it's YA. It just feels like quite a nice, quick, easy book to read. A nice palette cleanser. Maybe when I'm trying to get through Throne of Glass and I am losing the will to live, I could take these as a little nice break. An American Marriage by Tahari Jones. This I saw everywhere a couple of years ago and haven't really seen much from since. It follows newlyweds Celestial and Roy, who are kind of like the embodiment of the American dream, until one day they're ripped apart by circumstances that none of them could imagine, and that is Roy being arrested and sentenced to 12 years for a crime that Celestial doesn't think he's committed. And it just sounds really interesting. I mean, this book is slightly water damaged, but I'm very excited. Can't wait to give this a read. So these are hilarious. I just kind of want to reread them as an adult, because I remember reading them before the films came out. I remember loving them, and I'm talking like when I was like, what, 13, 14. So I've got Stephanie Meyer's Twilight, New Moon and Eclipse, and there is a fourth book, but they didn't actually have it at the charity shop I was at, and I just thought it'd be quite funny to like reread them as an adult. When I was picking up Harry Potter, got to pick up this, it just feels really nostalgic. Another series I've picked up, I mean, one of the covers is slightly bent, which I think actually is in the bag rather than where I bought them from. But this is The Housemaid by Freida McFadden, book 1, 2 and 3. I haven't read this series, I actually don't know much about the plot, but I love Freida McFadden. I find a lot of her books are like solid 4 stars. Really easy, really quick, good twists, not gonna blow your socks off. You know, that's what I kind of feel about a lot of her books that I have read. I've read The Inmate and I've read The Teacher, and yeah, I just want to go back and read The Housemaid, which is her like iconic trilogy. There are so many books. I'm getting quite stressed about the fun piles forming in front of me. I've got Game Changer by Neil Shusterman, who's the same author as Scythe. I don't know if this is a start of a new trilogy or just a one-off, but it's about a high school football person who life changes. There's a bookshop here that just on the outside like just has a whole thing full of secondhand books, which are I think 2 for £1, and it was there and I picked it up, and I kind of just like sometimes finding like really random books I know nothing about and giving them a read and seeing how I feel. Another charity shop find is Louise Dolan's Exciting Times. I read one of their other books, The Happy Couple, for book club at work. I liked it. I found it was like a good enough story. I wasn't blown away by it, but the other people in the book club who had read this, which is her like more famous novel, said that this was definitely better and they definitely preferred this. So when I saw it, I picked it up. I'll give it a read. I'll obviously let you know what I think. From the works, I picked up the Elsie Silver. What is this series called? I don't actually know, but we've got Powerless, Heartless, Reckless and Flawless, and they were 3 for £6, so there are some others in here to complete off the deal. This book, which is Heartless, which I don't know what order this one comes in, is a little bit damaged, but it was also £2. So to finish up the 3 for £6 deal, I picked up 2 more books from the works. One is The Memory Library by Kate Story. I have heard very little about this, but I read the blurb in the bookshop and it sounded quite interesting. This mother, or I think it's a mother, a mother buys her daughter a book every single birthday, and then the daughter passes away, mother passes away, one of them passes away, and they end up going back and the like books are a solace. Can you tell? I actually have no idea what this book's about. And then the last one I picked up is another Freida McFadden book. This is Never Lie. I didn't even read the blurb for this, so I literally have no idea what this is about. Just saw Freida McFadden, saw it was £2 and bought it. And then the very last book of this haul, and God knows what number this puts us on, is Catherine Centre Hello Stranger, which was £3 in the works. I have seen people talk about this online, so I do know what this is about. It's about a painter who has an accident and then she develops basically face blindness, and obviously that's quite inconvenient. And in this process, she falls in love, I think, with 2 different people. So you're also trying to work out like which one she's supposed to be with, I think is what I remember. But yeah, I don't think I read a Catherine Centre book. So yeah, lots and lots of books. I'm very excited to finally have all the books actually on the bookcase and not just like scattered around the room. But as you've probably just about seen, there's not a huge amount of space. There's a few spaces here. The bottom shelf isn't that full. I can obviously move the plant somewhere else. But yeah, I've got a lot of books to try and squeeze onto the bookcase, which I'll do in a minute. Right, so I've now filmed the haul, as you literally would have just seen. And I need to work out how these are actually going to fit. I think the first thing is the plant doesn't actually fit here anymore. The plant is going to have to go on the top, and the TBR jar is going to have to move. First things first, Hello Stranger. The Midnight Library, I might put down here with these books, because I've got the Midnight Library and the Memory Library, which feels like they should live together. I've got Exciting Times by Louise Dolan, which should so obviously live with The Happy Couple. An American Marriage. I've got all of these Elsie Silver books. That shelf is now full. These, which I think I might just put at the bottom. Same I think also with Michael Grant's duology. I'm going to put Peter James down with the other detective books, which are on the bottom shelf. Same with all the Freida McFadden books. I've got the next two with Stephanie Garber, which are obviously going to live with the other Stephanie Garber books. Magnolia Park's window. Harry Potter is going to go on the top, and same with Throne of Glass. And then I've got the Neil Shusterman books, which can go, I think, down here. Let me give you a little tour. Although, I feel like I'm missing some. Like, I don't know where Fourth Wing is. Yeah, it's getting very, very full, but it looks perfect, and I'm so happy. So let me give you a little tour. So at the top, this is where it's getting really tall. We've got Harry Potter and Sarah J Maas's Throne of Glass. Interestingly, it's put Assassin's Blade first. I know the reading order is a contentious topic. Got my TBR jar next to it, and then the plant which needs water. On the top shelf, we have contemporary romance as well as the second shelf. There's also a couple of just random literary fiction in here. So we've got two David Nichols books. We've then got all the Taylor Jenkins Reid books that I've picked up from the charity shop in Lewisham. Got two Emily Henrys, got Jessica Hastings. Love these books. And then when the next one comes out, I can sit there. I've got my Ashley Poston books behind there. Then on the next shelf, Lucy Score and Ali Hazelwood. It's Bride on this shelf. I feel like I'm missing some books because I don't know where Bride is. So does that mean that somewhere in some of the other boxes there are more books, in which case they're definitely not going to fit? Let's cross that bridge when we get there. We've got Ali Hazelwood and Lucy Score. We've then got the Finley Donovan books, Anna Monaghan, Louise Dolan, The American Dream that I just unboxed, Lessons in Chemistry, Colleen Hoover, Christina Lauren, Catherine Center, and Elsie Silver. The next book, we just have some like randoms at the bottom. We then have the Shatter Me series, which is not in order, and I need to sort that out. We've got the Once Upon a Broken Heart series and Caraval. And then this shelf does have some space, so if I do locate some of those missing books, they can live there. We've then got the next shelf, which has Sarah Point of Wings of Night, V. Schwab, Scythe, which can now go to the charity shop, Heartless, the Shepherd King duology, the Cruel Prince trilogy, the Powerless, Reckless and Powerful series that's currently out, ACOTAR, as it currently stands, also not in order. There's some obviously teething issues with this bookcase. Got a couple of random books down here because they fit. They don't really work there. I'm trying to work out the solution for that, but at the moment that's where they live. We've then got Red Rising, which I think will be one of the first series that I pull from this bookcase and charity shop. I wasn't actually the biggest fan of them. In fact, I really struggled with this series, so I think that'll be the first space that I create. We've then got the Scythe series to read, Game Changer, the Natural series, Humans by Matt Haig, and then at the bottom here I've got Richard Osman's Thursday Murder Club series, which I love. 5th book comes out soon. 2 Lucy Foley books, 2 Peter James books, 2 Blake Crouch books, Lisa Jewell, my Freida McFadden ones, Michael Grant, and then those books. That's where we're looking. As I mentioned, it's now a very full bookcase, and actually now I'm looking at it, there's some definitely books missing, which means they're probably in a box somewhere. I found the missing books. I think it's going to be more of a challenge than I initially thought. So we've got the Good Girls Guide to Murder trilogy that needs a home. We've got Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, which is the book that I noticed was missing. We've got Bride, which is the other book I noticed was missing. We've then got my Karen McManus books, which I can't believe I didn't notice. And then Before I Saw You by Emily Hornton and Harlan Coben the Stranger. Yeah, more books. So they're kind of in. I've put Bride here, put Before I Saw You by Emily Hornton up there. I have put the 2 Fear books here, which means I fit some of the books down there. And then you'll notice there's a little side library starting of books up the side here, because this is like space I have to leave for access for this. But you can just about fit books down there. So it's not a long-term solution, but I can. And then to fit Karen McManus in there, I've put Stephanie Meyer on the little shelf. And I think that might be a nice little solution until I wait for my new bookcase. But yeah, she's in. There's a little bit of space on this shelf because I'm reading one of the Finley Donovan books at the moment. Yeah, they're so cute. I love them so much. I'm so happy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, click subscribe. You might be able to see, oh no, you actually really can't. Up there, that little thing there is a TBR jar, and it's a really unflattering angle. I am going to start doing TBR jars, and I am so freaking excited to like have a monthly TBR picked from the TBR jar from all these books on my bookshelf. I also want to start the process of rereading some of my favourite books, and then there are some books on here which when I've read them I probably won't keep them, or some books that I'm like keeping so that there's like books on the bookshelf that I'll probably get rid of when I've got like too many. I'm so excited! So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!